So I think we should ask for further clarification there, so that doesn't, unless people are thinking that these outdoor recreation jobs are dangerous and we're talking safety of workers, but I think that's what he was referring to.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with it. I just want to make sure that we're aware that that's, as we talk about workforce development and we try to put the energy of the state towards workforce development, whether it's exclusive to outdoor businesses or in general, we can't ignore this because it is problematic. And maybe it's not within our purvey or purview, but I wanted to make sure it got brought up.
I think where it comes up is we need to have safe communities, for all. And it, depending on where that conversation goes, in different communities, there could be a preference towards, um, you know, different actions that may negatively impact the safety of employees, visitors, what have you. And if it's maybe couched in that, you know, safe communities for both the residents, workers, and those that are visiting for recreation, that could maybe capture it.
Mark, does that sound right to you? I'll just let you respond if you want.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure it's on the table. I think it is about safe communities for everybody.
Right. I mean, and, in the housing world, one of the ways we try to prevent this is, you tend to want to support mixed income housing, and having people of a variety of incomes and backgrounds living together, and not over densify very vulnerable groups with high needs in one place. That creates an unsafe community for both those that live there and those around it. And unfortunately, I think we're seeing a lot of that happening as I would say, an ill-advised response to some of the challenges we're facing, and it's creating unsafe environments. So,
okay, for this, I do want to hold time for public comment, and I know we're getting short on time here. I do see Abby, you have your hand up, so I want you to go ahead, and then I'm going to move us on. I will be, just a quick note before you go, Abby, I will send out the link to this mirror board to steering committee members. So keep thinking about opportunities and challenges, and I would encourage you to continue adding comments to the board. So I'll make sure I follow up with this. And Abby, go ahead.
I'm really grateful that Mark placed the safety of employees on here. It's not just a Burlington thing. Last summer, and I don't think it's just an outdoor recreation thing either. I think it's any customer service facing industry, but there's statistics out there that the amount of inappropriate behavior and harassment by third parties, by customers coming in and treating employees with disrespect has heightened at the end during the pandemic. And to the point where last summer, KT, our seasonal staff, our welcome center staff, basically, we had multiple harassment instances by our customers. And we're having to looking to the Small Business Association to help us bulk up our third-party harassment policies in our handbook and give our employees training and toolkits in order to recognize it. And I think it's twofold. I think the pandemic has had a huge effect on people when they're going back out into the world, negative effects, obviously. But I also think our employees and KT employees, our Welcome Center staff, our majority of our younger girls, are also more aware and can recognize inappropriate behavior now, where when I was a young girl, maybe didn't have the tools or knowledge to recognize it. So that's a good thing. So I'm happy to share back later on what KT moves forward with, but thank you, Mark, for placing that there.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and move us along, because I do want to leave space for public comment if any of the folks who aren't on the steering committee want to chime in. I thank you guys, steering committee members, for that discussion. Like I said, will be sending that mirror board link out to you in case there's any other comments you'd like to add. and we'll try and make sure that we summarize these thoughts in the notes for folks who aren't on the steering committee, but might be interested in the outcome of our conversation today. So with that, I'm going to move us along to public comment. I do see, Lisa, that you have your hand up, so I invite you to unmute and share your comment.
Yes, hi, thank you so much. I'm Lisa LaFont, representing Vermont Horse Council. We are currently going to be spearheading a Share the Trail, Share the Road safety campaign starting the first Saturday in May, which is May 7th of this year. And your 2018 business plan actually fits right into an opportunity as well as a challenge that we have been experiencing, which is getting multiple different users, diverse users, to understand what the yield rules are amongst our users on our trails as well as our roads. Coming from the Horse Council, of course, I have, you know, the equine aspect of this conversation, which we are encountering. People just don't know what the laws are and what the yield rules are to properly bypass a rider, as well as somebody that could just be walking in the woods and encountering bikers. And I think as we grow our areas and our population, I'm seeing this becoming more and more of a problem. And I would pledge all of us to consider doing some type of safety campaign, and we would love to have your support this upcoming May. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. I'm writing that down, and yeah, thank you for sharing that. Any other public comments? We are at time for our meeting, but I would invite one more comment if anyone has one. I see Steve dropped a comment in the chat. Thanks, Steve. All right, well, with that, I will just move towards adjourning the meeting, but before we do that, any other business to share before we adjourn today? And I'm looking for raised hands or folks unmuting. Great. And not seeing any, I'm going to motion to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second for that?
Second.
Thanks, Josh. All right. Thank you all for joining today, for spending the 3 hours with us this morning. I really hope you got a lot out of the conversation. And like I said, I have some follow-up items you'll be hearing from me through email. I'll be sharing that regular meeting hold for our next meeting. And yeah, thanks everyone. And I hope you have a good Friday and enjoy all the snow that's coming our way. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for the effort, Jackie.
Thank
Good
you,
work.
Jackie. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Great seeing you.